night. Don't mean to bring you fright. I'm a creature of the night. Not the most pleasant of sight. If alone, gaze into the darkness. I will be there representing what was. All right, hello, creatures of the night. Another week down. Already, what did I say? About a few, almost a third through December already. Imagine that. Yeah, so as you can see probably from the heading, my birthday weekend. Birthday is tomorrow. Again, to me, it's just another day. It's kind of like how I view a lot of the as I call them, normie holidays. They're just very, just another day. If I could work on Christmas Day, my job would let me, I would. It's just one of those things, I get extra pay if I did. That would be kind of nice. Holiday pay is always great. Hey, Lupita. Yeah, this will be a short one. And as you notice here, probably, I am running solo. And that's in part because Sasha didn't get to sleep till really late in the afternoon, basically about the time I was getting off work. So kind of made the decision, I consulted with her, and I said, well, why don't we just let you sleep through? If you don't have anything really to update on creatures, why don't you just get some rest then and sleep through it, and then wake you up a little bit later on for the gaming night portion. She agreed. No argument there. So that's where she is. She's sleeping right now. She might be stirring eventually. I don't know if she set an alarm clock or not. I told her I'd just wake her up when we're ready to go over to the gaming side of things. So, happy birthday, Eric. Oh, thank you. Like I said, it's just another day. Still young, as I shared a picture of myself. It came up in my memories. I shared a picture from like 11 years ago, and somebody had commented on it, said, damn, you look exactly the same. That no age thing, how do you word it? I won't look it up now, but basically the no aging thing. So, Zach's still driving. So, he's still out east. Somewhere, North Carolina-ish is my guess. I don't know. He missed last week's Creatures of the Night. From what I later on found out, and that's unusual for him to miss a Friday, even if he's just in chat. He usually joins some way, shape, or form, but I guess once he got back to the Asheville area, the urge to see Hunger Games. I guess there's a new movie or something. I don't follow that, so I don't know, but I saw he went, and once he arrived to his destination where he's staying for a couple weeks, he saw a movie, so it just happened to be on the Creatures Night, so he caught the archive version later on. But he's not here either. Sasha's sleeping, so it's just me. You poor souls. You just have me, myself, and I this time. So, well, you are a vampire. Well, there you go. Oh yeah, the age thing. Yep. Vampire wears Ninja Turtle shirts. There you go. It's just like it. So yeah, it's going to be a chill weekend for the most part. Not planning anything significant here. On the other hand, I know Mother Nature is. You might have seen some of us, depending on where you're located at, or see your first winter storm. And some of you will see severe weather, mostly to the south. The system that will start a bit later tonight. It's already in the western, like the mid part of the country, moving on down from like the Wyoming and down to that kind of thing. It's moving southeast, and the head of it, of course, because it was warm, as you could probably tell. I mean, you might not be able to. I think you're way away from where we're at, but we're unseasonably warm. It was like in the low 50s today here. So of course, warm enough, unstable air masses enough, especially you just imagine what it will do just 3-4 hours south of here. Exactly, enough energy to feed off some storms. So it's gonna be some springtime storms for some people, and then also on then the backside of it, as the temperatures drop, more so I think it will be a tomorrow going into tomorrow night thing. It'll be freezing, wintry mix, precip. So yeah, they downgraded it from a blizzard potential for us up here because originally from like portions of Michigan, Indiana, Wisconsin, Illinois, into Missouri, it was going to be earlier in the week. They were looking at it being blizzard type conditions, but they downgraded it from that, which I'm okay with, even though I don't have to drive in it, but she does, and so that's one to kind of think about more when it comes to it, because she doesn't even have all-wheel drive. Not that you're invincible when you have all-wheel drive, but for me, driving SUVs for as long as I have, I just feel weird going in a car. I feel less safe for some reason. Um, Texas too. Oh, sorry for typos. I'm driving. Oh well, careful. Yeah, speaking of driving. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a chill weekend that I'm planning, at least. Not really anything too much. Probably give me an opportunity to uh, clean up or do some reptile enclosure maintenance. Um, I do have to finish a couple items from a case, doing evidence review for a previous case for Paranormal Endeavors, so I can get that one done and get a reveal done on that one, because next weekend, as it's approaching quickly, is our next scheduled case, and we don't like stacking open, having an open case and stacking a new case on top of that. We like to be done with our evidence because you don't like to be that deep in the evidence. So, almost done with that. So I have a few things I can do this weekend. My signal keeps buffering. Yeah. Is it good? Your signal? Well, I mean, you're driving. Let me look here. I did change some settings to better it, and I think it's on your end. Let me just check here. Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be you then. I'm just looking at the live stream, just kind of looking at the feed to see how it looks. Yeah, because I changed some settings in the software I use for doing these, and it will really get a good test when we switch over to the gaming side. Because I use the same software, it's just a different profile when I go over to Twitch. So yeah, be seeing how that runs. Hopefully it's smoother and less, because what I was running into, and this is more the geeky side of things, but the stream would lag sometimes, causing the stream on Twitch then to be variable bit rates, meaning that the viewers might see it downgrade in quality or cut out altogether. So I think I found a culprit of what was the issue with that. I think my bit rate for uploads was a bit too low. So I needed to match it a little bit higher with my actual upload internet speed. So we're going to test it after this. I'll even do a fresh restart. When we're done with Creatures of the Night, I'll restart the modem router and hope then it gives it the fresh juice it needs. And because the gaming and streaming side of things are definitely more high demand. Because this is just regular streaming I'm doing for Creatures of the Night. But then imagine you're gaming and then she's gaming. So you have multiple gaming because we game together generally. She just has a different, she's borrowing my gaming laptop right now. So you have that bandwidth being split between the two of us. And then I'm also live streaming on top of it. So it definitely requires, I mean, my hardware is up to it. My PC is good. It's new. Last year it has good stuff that will last me several years. I mean, knock on wood, but it should. Advanced components in it that are still very, very excellent for today's standards. As you know, technology accelerates and outdates itself quickly. It's one of those things where you can computer that's top of the line, but then as little as 3 years later, it's already been beaten out by something else that's more top of the line. And it's almost like depreciation in value, kind of when you take a car off the lot. It's just technology is interesting, especially computers. They just continuously advance and advance and advance and advance. But what I have now that I got last year as a brand new computer is more than capable. It's just making sure my settings in the streaming software is fine. That's my thing. And I pinpointed that to be the problem. I knew it wasn't my hardware. It was something to do. Probably operator error with the setting up of the Streamlabs. So, but the gaming aspect will definitely test it for real, for good. And hopefully I won't have any dropped streams or anything like that when I do that. It's good now. I'm sure it's on my end. Yeah. Well, when you said you were driving and you mentioned it was probably on your end, that was, yeah, I thought so. Because I checked the live thing and I'm good on my end. So, but yeah, I'm glad you still able to check in. Just be careful if you're listening to the podcast while you're driving. Hopefully listening and not watching. But yeah, I did a very brief, because I don't do Facebook Lives like at all anymore compared to when I used to. Because I used to do Creatures of the Night on Facebook, if you remember that. I decided to check on the Facebook peeps. And I did a very short live last night from the Reptile Room. Kind of an update about how Gothmas is doing, because we're on the 3rd month of Gothmas, and that will be over by the end of the month. Tear, sadness. So, and again, as a recap of the Gothmas thing, we start that October 1st, and it goes through after Christmas, usually the December 31st. Sometimes I'll cheat and I'll go into January and keep some of the extra decorations up a little bit longer. But it's just Halloween times 2, because there's stuff that we have year-round up here. But then for Gothmas, we have certain things that are up just for the 3 months of Gothmas to make it special, like the Gothmas trees. They will be coming down at the end of the month, unfortunately, or the beginning of January. However, we feel at the time. Grand Staircase banister lights will be coming down. The man-eating lawnmower setup decor in the front yard, that will be coming down. Sad times. A few things will be coming down. But again, Halloween 24/7 here to some degree. It's just when we go out of season, it downgrades a little. So, there he is. Lupita was just asking about you, Zach. I said that, well, no, not around yet. You're still working, still on the road, out east. I was going over the weather a little bit. That out east, you guys will probably see more of the springtime storms, according to the latest models. The spring and severe storms are mostly going to be south of here, but on the backside of it, it's going to be colder air, and we might see a wintry mix. That's what it's looking like. But I'm not thinking North Carolina will have as much. You guys will definitely see some storms. So stay tuned and stay weather aware out where you're at, Zach. More so tomorrow into Sunday. But yes, happy birthday. Thank you. Like I was just telling him, it's like just another day for me. Just another day. I'm watching Phone Hangs from Rear View. Oh, okay. Phone Hangs from okay. So, supposedly a third person watching too. Say hello, whoever you are. So I'm watching it from the Streamlabs chat, which mirrors the YouTube chat. So I can't. It just shows a number of viewers at the time. So sometimes a hello will let us know. Then it's like, oh hi. You know, some people like to be, in the shadows, and that's fine. So I can watch from the darkness. But goes through New Year. No, Gothmas. Generally not, but sometimes, like I said, I'll cheat and we'll have Gothmas trees up still on January 2nd, 3rd. But generally that stuff will come down. Sad times. but we have to make it Gothamist somewhat special, somewhat different. Emo Bro Zach says we had traces of snow a couple days ago. Also, Cornelius Snow arrived in theaters in the new Hunger Games movie, and I saw it here in district. I was talking about that before. I don't follow Hunger Games, but I was talking about why you missed last week's stream, which is rare for you. Even if you don't remote in and we can't see you on camera, we normally see you in the chat. And so that kind of shocked everybody that you had made other plans on a Friday night. Because normally Friday nights you're popping in on Creatures. So, because I was telling him, it's like, from what it sounded like, you made that long journey and that trek out to your destination. The first thing you did was saw a movie. So, which is okay. It's hopefully we weren't too tired and exhausted. I think after all that driving, I could see myself doing something like that for a movie I would want to see, that I'd really want to see. If I'm driving for several hours on the road, instead of resting, I would sacrifice sleep and go to a theater, hoping I don't nod off while I'm in the theater. But yeah, hopefully, I mean, from the sounds of it, you enjoyed it. That's good. Made it there safe. We were just making sure that you let us know that you made it there safe. That was it. That's why we checked in on you before you arrived at your destination, because it was we weren't sure where you were at the time. Make sure you weren't in a wreck or something. Hit no Bambis. Or this time of year, reindeer, whatever. So, but yes, like I was saying, this stream be fairly short and compared to the hour or 2 hour streams sometimes that we do. Rarely 2 anymore, but sometimes we'll go over an hour because we just don't have many updates. So let me recap for you, Zach. I let Sasha sleep longer because she got to bed late. Like, literally, I was just getting off work and she was just laying down. So I told her, well, do you have anything that you really need to go over for Creatures? And she said she didn't have much of anything at all. And I said, okay, well, it makes sense in that you sleep through Creatures, and I'll wake you up later on after Creatures to let her get some rest, which is appreciated, So that's why I'm doing the one-man solo piloting this week on this. Let's see here. It is a sad month for me, not talking to my family at all, just working a lot and making life better. Nearly 1,000K invested again. Cool. Well, I mean, cool that you're staying busy with, professional life. But, like I had to quit the normie holiday stuff and going to family things in 2018. I just kind of cold turkey stopped that particular year because I had enough. The pressures of having to spend money and go broke over other people, and then the holidays just losing their spirit. I lost the holiday spirit years ago, and it took me till 2018 to finally just say I had enough, and I reached my limits, and I felt better ever since. It's a weight off your back. I was just telling my other friend Jay, when I game with, about this. He's reached that point, I think, where he's also wanting to kind of give up that holiday tradition, because it just stresses him out too. And that's not the point of the holidays. Originally, it wasn't really meant to be necessarily stressful. You didn't think. I guess maybe it's picturesque. It's picture perfect world. It's supposed to be, happy. They even say jolly in the freaking songs. And ho ho ho. And be merry. But that seems to be not true. And it's fine. Some people don't recognize the holidays like that. I remember, I think it was 3 years ago, I went to a Walmart here in the next town over. I was wearing one of my green skull shirts. And this lady, I was in the checkout line, looked at me, judgmentally, and was just like, that's not a very Christmassy shirt to wear. Well, newsflash, lady, not all of us celebrate like you do. And that's fine. I do Gothmas, which probably go over her head. At that time, it was a year before I started Gothmas, to be fair. But she did same. The point stands. She probably wouldn't have known what that was, or thought it was some kind of a devil worshipping festival or something. Who knows? But that's why this time of year, to be sensitive to other people, I've really trained myself to say happy holidays if you celebrate or if you acknowledge them. That's usually what I say. I never really say Merry Christmas to anybody. Even if somebody wishes me Merry Christmas, I'm still like, Happy Holidays back to them. Or I'll just simply say, thank you. you know? That's why it's like, skip through December and get to, sometimes December is kind of like how July is for you, Zach, where you can't go out in the sun and it's too hot. Sometimes I just wish just accelerate through December. Let's get to the new year. Let's get into January and move. Let's get let's get the show on the road, Get past the lame ass holiday commercials. Tired of hearing them already. Let me see here. Okay, yeah, my sister moved apparently, and Dad's birthday is Sunday after yours. I hope to see you by Christmas Eve for a few days before I do my 3-month trip to Raleigh. Your protective fatherly instincts watching over that. Well, I had. In the eyes of the beholder, some people might be like worrywart, and others might say it's just your fatherly thing that you do. Because same thing with Sasha. Sasha is, she's naturally good at it too, anyway. But anyway, she reaches a destination. Especially she's driving graveyard shift though, on lack of sleep half the time. So there's reason for worry. Not to mention the May incident with her foot in the lawnmower. So there's reason for concern. But she's usually very good about letting me know she's made it to a destination. And that's hardcore imprinted on me, I think, from my mom. Because it was always the things, like, make it to your destination. Call me. If you make it to, where you're at, text me. Let me know you're okay. That kind of, it's a thing, and it rubs off on, and then I kind of rub off on those I know, especially spend a lot of time in their cars driving. It's just one of those things. Oh, Jay, hello. Hopefully the ready or not thing is done. Mine says it's ready to play, but I had to start creatures, so I didn't mess with it yet. That's as far as I got. So hopefully your updates are going well. I read that one already. Or season's greetings. Yeah, I never say season's greetings, but yeah, that's another way as some people say it. Zach says, I feel very alone from my family being officially pagan now. Or from my family, meaning you being officially pagan now. So thankful for my emo family. Next year will be so much better, but I never felt so much happier and free in my spirit now. Well, and that's the thing. And Jay, we're kind of going into a little bit of what you and I talked about privately earlier. But that's the thing. I think when you're raised in a certain tradition about holidays, it's just your family somehow, it seems like they expect you to carry on that for some reason. And it's like, well, newsflash, I'm an individual, and Christmas just never meshed with me well. I always fit better with Halloween, And unfortunately, Halloween gets the shaft here in the United States because it doesn't get recognized as a federal bank holiday. So whatever October 31st falls on, it's just, they treat it like it's just another day. So in turn, I treat Christmas like just any other day. Just another day. So, and not to mention, I have a beef with Christmas trying to inch its way earlier and earlier and earlier. There's like Christmas sales and stuff going all the way into freaking August. And it's like, no, you stay in your spot, okay? Poor little Thanksgiving's caught in the middle and it doesn't get any recognition. It's just, I don't know, holidays is just such a joke. It's been politicized. It's been capitalized. It's just greed. It's just too bad. And we were talking about how the sales were with all this inflation going on. If you're looking, none of the big like Black Friday deals that I saw were that impressive. They're taking advantage of impulsive buyers because the fact you look at the pricing, there may be 15, 20% off what they're normally are and normal prices now, but they're only marked back down to match closely to what 2019, 2018. I mean, we're talking 4, 5, 6 years ago pricing. And now just because they're inflated, it's supposed to look like a deal. It's just a huge shit show, honestly. So, um, got mine done around 40 minutes ago. Okay, cool. Okay. Halloween is the best time of year. It's Holy Spirit Day for all spirits. That pisses me off seeing dumb Christmas movies on around Halloween. I know, right? Halloween is legit the best time of year. Yeah. Yep. Um, like I said, it just gets kind of screwed over because it's just close enough, even though it's 2 months apart from Christmas. But Christmas is the big retail holiday. It's the big, so that's what I think fuels it even more because retailers are expecting their to make their bucks on that. So it's pushed by that whole agenda. And Halloween's gotten, I think, bigger than it used to be. But like for example, I learned recently at Spirit Halloween stores, some of them open as early as July. I was delighted to hear that. But sadly, then after Halloween, they shut down, and you can only order their stuff online for like 9 of the months of the year. But many are skipping material things this year. Retailers were exposed on the trick pricing all over the internet. Well, yeah, they know tricks of the trade. And I did 3 years at Target, but that was back in the early 2000s. I mean, there's still tricks of the trade even then, but I think now with the inflation, it's gotten worse. And so they're kind of predatorially selling things that really, it's like marking things up and then being like, oh, now we're going to take it down 20%. It's like, is it really a bargain? Is it really? Give me one of those 60% off deals. Give me one of those like clearance type pricing shit. That's the kind of things that draw me in, honestly. And I might be alone here, but that's the kind of stuff where it's like going out of business sale and things are marked down dramatically. Like that Friday the 13th game. I know I'm going to gaming now, but the Friday the 13th game, because it's being discontinued from being able to be bought at the end of this month, it was originally like 20 something bucks and it's down to like 3 or 4, if I remember right. I'm checking on it. It's really discounted down. Stuff like that will bring in the consumer more, I think. But let's see here. The boycotting is affecting a lot of companies now, I've heard. Halloween season officially starts July 5th. Well, makes sense. Right after 4th of July, the American holiday. That makes sense. Because, yeah, 4th of July is another one of those holidays where I'm like, I don't really go out and watch fireworks. I don't care. Some people get carried away with it, and 4th of July for them starts 2 weeks into June and doesn't end until early August. So you're hearing fireworks and explosions around it. Those who have PTSD or even animals that are scared of loud bangs have to put up with that for a while. It's not just the 4th or the 3rd. I get it. If it's the 3rd, it's the night going into the 4th, and most fireworks are generally at night to get their most, I don't know, immersive experience. Bang for the buck, so to speak. No pun intended, but let's see. I used to love that game on PS4. Yeah. Well, you saw me playing it the other day on here. It's still fun. It's still nice. It's very affordable right now if you want to try to get it for PC, because it will be going bye-bye. And then we'll have it for all the way through the end of 2024. That will be grandfathered in, is what the devs marked on their update. So we'll still be able to play it. It's just no new purchases will be made. They'll cut that off at the end of this month. So I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, it's cheap enough that even if you're only gonna play it maybe for a year, it's not like it's Call of Duty prices or anything like that. I could not justify that if I knew a game was going out and it was literally $80, 90. And it's like, But yeah, so that's really all I have. So there's any questions here, thank you, Lupita, for seeing here. I did make a tag on the post. I don't always do that, but I hear sometimes YouTube notifications are very sketchy at times. It's not the only platform like that. I've had reports of Twitch being sketchy sometimes too about that. I don't know why they're that way. Um, when I was gaming this week, I heard a couple people said, I actually got your notification. So maybe on Twitch. So maybe on Twitch they fixed something. I don't know. Don't know. But it always sucks when you turn notifications on and you don't get notified. It's kind of like how Facebook, sometimes when you do a post on Facebook and it doesn't show up in your news feed until 3 or 4 days later, and it makes it look like you just, like that person just posted it, but at that time it's already old. It's 2 or 3 days old, and you're like, why didn't I get notified? Yeah, it's technology, man. Gotta love it. Twitch starting to give me them, but now YouTube does not. Yeah, maybe they are trolling the subscribers. They're just like, they're working in cahoots. It's a conspiracy. So YouTube people are getting with the Twitch people and are like, okay, and they're playing tag, and like next month it's gonna be back to YouTube actually sending notifications, and then Twitch is gonna fall off, and then they're like, okay, back at it, and they draw straws again or whatever, and that's the other one that's doing it. Who knows? It's just insane. Um, yeah, that's really all I have now. So, as a recap from the beginning, about a half hour ago when we started the stream, birthday tomorrow, but to me it's just another day. And then we kind of went over and we talked about holidays, and especially as I call them normie holidays, are not really, I don't know, take it or leave it from my standpoint on those. And then gaming a little bit later. And then, oh, I was going to say, Zach, if you have to change your plan again, it's completely fine. I know you want to try to be back here Christmas Eve, but as I just said, by Christmas Eve, it's just another day for me. We're not doing anything special. So if you want to continue working, by all means, don't have any pressure or urge to feel like you have to drive all those hours back here. It's completely fine. You know, if you continue to kind of work on through it, and see you in the spring. Nothing wrong with that. So it seems more efficient for you to just continue to do your working instead of multiple trips back and forth, and then that's more expense coming back and forth, and you're worried about your car and miles on it, and it you know. So okay, well, with that, just approaching just past the 8 o'clock hour here, local time. It means over by Jay, I think it is after what, 2 in the morning by you? Okay. Well, I think I'll see here a little bit what's going on with the new game that I got, as you can see. I know, going into the gaming stuff a little bit here. Some of you guys probably don't even care. But I just got this one. It's been on my wish list for a while. If you ever played Rainbow Six back in the day, or any first-person shooter like that, or Ghost Recon or anything, this is like that on steroids. More realistic. I had a couple of my friends that had this, and I never had it yet, but it's on my wish list. I was wanting to get it for some time, and I finally went ahead and got that to kind of diversify what I play a little bit. It's a little bit out of the horror genre, but it's scary in its own right. It's like realism scary. But yeah, so there's that. I see you just pop up, open up Phasmo. You going to Phasmo, Jay? Wait until you see the next update gets more real. Oh yeah, I seen the trailer thing for it. I seen it because it's on Steam, but then also the Game Awards, which I did watch some of that. I seen they played it there, and that was about it. There wasn't much focus on Ready or Not, so I see what you meant. Yeah, if needed, would like to end Gothmas with you on Friday the 29th, but I'll definitely like to see the eclipse in the Midwest on April 8th. getting on to test something. Okay. Oh, you didn't see this. One second. Let me go to my profile. Jay, look at this. See what I did there? For those of you who don't know, Steam allows you to get like perks. Like anytime that you buy a Steam game or something like that, they give you some money. Money, not like real money you could spend anywhere, but just like credit. I'll call it that. A Steam credit. And so I had like over $33,000 Steam credit. Wouldn't that be nice if that was real money? And this fancy looking thing here, because it was just a boring dark blue background before, and I had Slender Man on my profile for like the last 3 years. So I decided to change it finally. I did the Phasmo motion background that has a feature of the handprint, and I chose a different Slender Man, the one with the tentacles, a newer version of him for my profile picture. And then I have the background as the ghosts. And my little avatar thing has little fingerprints on it. So it was just time for an update, and I like that one. It set me back about 10,000, but it was a nice little background on there. Definitely something that was nice. Let me see here. April 8th. Well, I figured by April for sure you'd be coming back at some point. So that would be your next pit stop if you can't come back in December. That would be completely fine. Because remember what April is? That is Titanic month. And we generally do some things here for Titanic month. They didn't really do... They didn't do like a full-on live stream with commentary for the Britannic sinking. That was November 21st. But I did keep an eye out for it because Britannic was Titanic's one of the sister ships. It had two others, so Britannic and then Olympic. Britannic was meant to be a passenger liner, very much like Titanic, but ended up, this thing called World War I broke out, and then it ended up being converted into a hospital ship. And it ran into a mine, the Mediterranean, and it sank. In very shallow water compared to Titanic, and much warmer water. And it was on its way to pick up patients because it was a hospital ship. So it was fairly empty. Thank goodness, because it sank in about 55 minutes, and it capsized like most ships do. Very different setting altogether than its sister. But anyway, but yeah, as you know, if you remember April, they do that live stream every year and try to watch that. And I know Zach did the same thing last year. He was traveling for about that same time for a few months through the late winter, second half of winter. He was gone for a couple months, and he came back just in time for Titanic weekend. So let me see here. I need to change mine now. I've been the same for like a year now. I know, right? Change is good sometimes. They really need to let us buy games with points. I have over 200,000. Yeah, good luck with that. But I agree. Yes, Lupita, the Total Gothic Solar Eclipse. Might make a holiday vlog here in Biltmore and District 12. Okay. Let's see. Yes, I have to be home for Titanic week. I might be buying that large Lego Titanic set. Is that okay? Cool. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I will be signing off here now. So thanks for tuning in on this little bit abbreviated, shorter version here. Stop over on Twitch here momentarily. Give us some downtime, a few minutes. I have to still wake her up. But before I do, I might actually, depending on what Jay's up to, I might sneak into Ready or Not. So I kind of want to get into, because there's probably some setting stuff, first time player stuff. I'm probably have to do some things. And if I get in there, I might record a little bit for YouTube at least. I don't know if I'll do it on live on Twitch yet. We'll just see. We'll kind of mess around with it, kind of going with it. But all right, so that will wrap this one up. So thanks for tuning in, Creatures of the Night, on this December 8th evening. And I guess for now, peace, rock on, enjoy, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Haha.